James plays games.
That's me!
Here we are, Atlanta. Saddle up, boys. Let's get ready to dole out a little southern discomfort. Hey, and if we win this round, grits and collard greens on me. Now, here's what you gotta do.
Hey everybody, welcome back to James Plays Tony Hawk's Underground 2. We are still here in the PSP version of the game because we got ourselves another exclusive level. That right there is DJ Tray Flip, according to the game. And I cannot confirm if that's based on an actual person or not. In my searches, I was able to find a DJ Tray Flip, available for weddings, birthday parties, bat mitzvahs, what have you. But I could not make a definite connection between any DJ Tray Flip I found online and this game. So maybe somebody out there will be able to provide a little bit more information. Anyway, we are here in Atlanta, and while this does show up in American Wasteland, it only shows up in the special edition of American Wasteland. So, just another little tidbit for you. In case this still doesn't look familiar and you played American Wasteland, maybe you didn't have the special edition. Like a chump. Anyway, we are going to go with Rodney Mullen this time. I want to keep going with Bob Burnquist while I still can, foreshadowing, but this isn't the Bob Burnquist show. You know, this is the Tony Hawk show, technically, but yeah, well, let's mix it up and go ahead with Rodney Mullen. Now we're going to just stop and take a look at our goals. You may have noticed that levels have a persistent day-night cycle, meaning, you know, as time goes on in the level, day turns to night, night turns to day. Gives the levels a little bit more variety, makes them feel a little more alive. Doesn't really do much for gameplay, though. Except here in Atlanta, because we actually have two goals that require us to do them at night. We have the golden light here, where we need to set our skateboard on fire with these torches, and the torches only light up at night. Then, when our board is on fire, we need to go do smoke on the water and burn those supports surrounding the fountain. Only way you can set your board on fire in this level is with those torches. You could say that we're on a bit of a time limit, but we're going to be screwing around so much, I'm going to be explaining so much stuff, that it'll just happen naturally. It'll become nighttime, and we will just go ahead and do that. Anyway, let's start off with a gap right here behind this fountain. You may hear some pigeons, and you can see some pigeons. And if we do a lip trick where the pigeons are, we get Pigeon Stall 4. That implies the existence of a Pigeon Stall 1, 2, and 3. There's also a Pigeon Stall 5. So we're going to be on the lookout, or the listen out, for some pigeons as we go around this place. Now for Around the World, we need to do a tail block slide grind on the cage surrounding this spinning globe. And I think they want you to do this in one fluid motion, but I find that to be very difficult. So what I'm going to do is a little bit safer strategy. I'm kind of lining myself up with this quarter pipe here along the edge, and I'm aiming for the right side of this ramp with the arrow on it. We're going to go up, do a sticker slap, and get off our board. The fluid motion would be to just land in a grind on here, but I find it to be very difficult to do, even if I do try to line up. But yeah, we would just want to get off our board and stand on top of here, and then just slowly ease our way off the edge so that we grab onto the cage. And I'm going nice and slow and careful because of the rotation here. Let's take two. You see, it's a little difficult to get. There we go. Alright. You can slide off pretty easily. But now we're holding on to the part that we want to grind on. So just press up, then jump and do your trick. And you will be perfectly locked into the position you need to be in order to pull that off. Moving on, you can see that there's a spat tag over here, but we cannot actually get to it. So just remember it's there. We will come to it later. What we can get to, though, is this peach that's being held up by the statue. We need to knock it loose, and I'm going to attempt to grind the power line and then cut the corner and jump into that peach. Success! All right. Just missed a car. That's okay. We got some things to do over here. Anyway, while we wait for another car, he may be hearing pigeons. So we get pigeon stall 3. I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, that was a pretty bad angle. And I missed another car. But we got it in front of them. We got our car hop. That's great. This is a good area for traffic. So while doing these other gaps, I try to wait for cars to come by. And I just kind of lucked out there with the skitch and the jumping over. Now we're just going to do a ramp transfer here over the stairs. And we get the ramp transfer. It's a very clever name there. Heading on back here to the federal building. There's a... I don't even know what this looks like to you. It kind of looks to me like a seal balancing a ball on its nose. But maybe it looks like something else to you. Little Rorschach test. Just bonk it and be on your way. Gonna head down to this courtyard area, but we're gonna turn right around and get back on our board, and we're gonna grind up these red rails, or just one red rail. There's a propulsion property to these rails. So even though we're going uphill, we're gonna gain some speed. And then you just jump and land in a grind on the wire for federal trespassing. Now we will go back down to this courtyard area and actually get a little bit deeper into it. There's those pigeons again. They're right over here. There's pigeon stall 5. And now there's a spat tag. Don't know if I can really show it from here. You can kind of see it up there. We'll get a much better look at it as we grind on these balconies here. Eventually, there we are. Jump to the side, and blammo. Our first taggable spat tag of the level. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna carefully get through that window there. Nah, we're just gonna take a little look up. There is yet another peach, but instead of directly coming into contact with it to knock it loose, we actually need to hit the supports that are holding it in place. So we're just going to get into this little area here, and you just kind of want to go up the center of these short sides, and you'll bonk right into the supports there. Do it again for this side. And it has been set free. Be free, little peach. Now, once again, go very carefully through some glass here. Nailed it. And in this little plaza area, you can see that there is an arcade machine right in front of us. So we're going to come back to that after we do a couple more gaps. Going to just grind around this, jump and land in a grind for ledge hop. There's actually a few different places to get ledge hop in this level, and I probably will get the other places that I know of along the way, just because they're there. We have these little wagon kiosks with a bench-like countertop in front of them. We're going to grind that, jump, and grind the other set. No shoplifting. Now let's turn back around, head towards the food court where the arcade machine, but more importantly, DJ Trayflip is also here. We are not going to be switching over to him anytime soon, but at least now we got him. We know where he is. Did that goal. Now we'll go ahead and start our arcade machine. Just like in Boston, you've got to do 100,000 points in a minute's time. This boots us right outside, and you can see it's already starting to get dark. Let's go ahead and start some business here. We're going to grind, and jump, and grind. And if we jump and grind here, we get another ledge hop. Jumping across the street, landing in a grind, gets us the Peachtree Street Popper. Gonna get ourselves a hydrant pop by doing a not a spin here. And then we want to grind this curb, go over the rails there for Give Crunk a Chance. We have Rodney Mullen hanging out over here, and we have a wire hanging out above Rodney Mullen. We do a lip trick on that, and we get High Lip. And you may have heard more pigeons. They're right over here on this blue awning. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I get the rest of my points here. Easy peasy. And we will continue on our way. Actually going to go back to this blue awning. And we're just going to hang out up here where there's another spat tag. Then we're going to go back to where Rodney Mullen is. And if we look over here, there is a very tall statue with a peach on top of it. How do you get up there? You don't. You just do a little sticker slap at the base, and it knocks it loose. So there we are, 4 out of 5. Look at it go. Do a ramp to ramp back here for the perfect channel if we actually get the angle right for that. Also, I am aware that everything is flashing for some reason. I do not know why it does that. It is currently nighttime. We've got a couple more things to do before we get sidetracked with those missions, though. Got a couple more gaps I want to get. Over here, we've got some water features. And if we grind the inside of this planter in this direction, get some good speed, jump this gap, and land in a grind, get connecting the spots. A couple lip tricks here by doing lips on the rooftops here. Dirty South Stall East. And, you guessed it, Dirty South Stall West. We've got another ramp to ramp, this time going over the plaza entrance. There are actually 2 entrances, but only this one will work for a gap. Get nice aereo. Gonna get ourselves a little rail-to-rail action here. And I think you're supposed to do this, like, going from high to low. You know, with gravity and all that, but screw gravity. Got ourselves another little rail action gap going on here. Gonna grind this rail down and land in a grind on the back of the bench and then totally bail on the next bench. That's great. We'll take 2 on that. There we are. Jump off to the side to avoid the bail. Now we're just going to do another ramp transfer over the stairs here. I can get the angle going for myself. There we are. Beautiful. Jasmine's Garden. Now let's go back to some goals. We have the torches there. We also have some pigeons here. So we get that. Now, we want to do some spine transferring to build up our momentum and get the height that we need in order to reach the torches. So I'm going to line myself up with this left torch here and start doing some spine transfers. We're also going to get a gap for that spine transfer, go for the gold. And now we are just going to run on over to the fountain. We have these little tiny ramps with the yellow arrows on them. And we're going to do a jump and grind as soon as we can. And we got them all in one go. Sometimes you might start grinding a little bit late and miss 1 or 2, in which case just try to go the other way as fast as you can. I don't know how long the fire lasts, so it's probably better to get it all in one go. I don't know how much of an opportunity you have to do a second pass. Anyway, you may have just noticed the globe smashed through that building for us, so we can now get the spat tag in here. And you might also be wondering, well, wait a minute. if you can totally destroy that globe, how are you supposed to do smoke on the water? Or, sorry, how are you supposed to do around the world? How are you supposed to grind on the globe? It settles over here, and you can actually just do your little tail block slide on it right here, and it'll count. And it might even be a little bit easier for you. Go back to doing some gaps. We have a pretty difficult one that we're going to try to pull off here. We're going to grind on the power line again, and we're going to try to get as close to the end as possible. And we're going to jump off and hopefully kiss the rail on top of one of these pylons here. And that will launch us back up into the air so we can grind on the power line over here. And it is a real pain to do, to the point where I'm not 100% sure that's the right way to do it, but it's the only way I know how. So let me go ahead, build up some special here, and pause, and I will be right with you in another second. This may take a couple of tries, so yeah. I'm going to go ahead into focus mode. That's why I built up my special. Just gives me a slightly larger window of opportunity to pull this off. Okay, go, 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 go. Jump. And perfect. Perfect. We got positive connection. All right, beautiful. Back over here at the news center, we have the low edge of the news center sign. So we're going to go up this ramp here and grind that, and then we're going to jump and grind on the blue awning here for corporate connection. Now, we have a third opportunity for a ledge hop here, grinding the newspaper vending machines, dispensers, what have you, and land in a grind on that ledge for ledge hop. So, 3 different opportunities that I've shown off for pulling off a ledge hop. Over here by these buildings, by this, I don't know if this is an apartment building or not, but it has this little inset area for some basement windows. And you just want to grind this ledge, fly over the entranceway, and land in a grind on the other side for playing in the dugout. We got a record store here. Wheels of Steel. But as it says, the record store will only give records to DJ Tray Flip. So just keep in mind that's there. Be on our way now. We've got ourselves a nice long blue rail. We want to grind this down and hopefully maybe jump off to the side here. Perfect. Get home of the brave for landing in a grind on the lower of the 2 ledges. If you land on the higher one, as you come around this curve here, this curve, you may be able to jump off the high ledge and land on the lower ledge, in which case the gap will then register. But maybe you're just better off doing what I did and just get it right first try, because you're good at games like me. Got these little cement ledges, benches, what have you, and just do a shuffle grind from one to the other. That means just hold down the grind button and let the game do its magic. And you will destroy the arts. Lip trick right over here for reaching new heights. And that's for doing a lip trick, coming up these ramps and doing a lip trick on the edge of the American Education Center. I mean, we are in the South, so everything is going to be filled with illiteracy, right? Surprised they even got that much right. So we are knocking out a lot of gaps here, which is wonderful. Very happy with how this is going so far. Got the shirts and more. And we're going to do a spine transfer up onto the roof. And then we're going to do a couple more spine transfers. So this is a pretty linear situation. So we want to be nice and straight here. And totally hit that up there. That's fine. We got Secret Stash. We are going to go ahead and do another spine transfer down into the courtyard. And then we're going to launch ourselves out of that courtyard. So southern style, and then boom. View from above. And as you saw, that is enough height to get 100 feet in the air doing that. So there's your opportunity to top off all your stats by this point in the game. We could do another spine transfer, but might as well just use the door like a normal person and come out the rooftop door that we bumped into earlier. And now this time we want to do a grind along the edge of the building, jump to get to this ledge, and then jump to clear the gap. And I missed, as I was saying. There we are. So we get Reverend's Rail. Sometimes that just happens. You're not going to... You might overshoot or undershoot, and you won't clip onto that edge like you need to when you go for a grind. But yeah, here we are. You got a nice old mural going on here. And what's that? It's a spat tag, and it's a peach that's hanging from a post for some reason. So let's go ahead, get back to this rooftop here, and we're just going to do a little traveling across some rooftops. And there's yet another spat tag right over here. And you may be seeing the Southern Belle. We will be switching to her momentarily, but let's go ahead and get those other things that we need to get. Just carefully drop off the edge here. And you want to be kind of centered on this ledge. We're going to do another series of spine transfers. And we're going to build up some height in doing so we can knock that peach loose. There we are. Might as well go right over here and get ourselves the spat tag while we're at it. So that's all the Okay, thank God. My directional buttons weren't doing anything, so I thought it broke, but I just pushed the jump button and got out of that. Alright. Anyway, as I was saying, that's all the spat tags and all of the peaches. And in fact, that should be all the goals for our little robo-wizard. Time to switch over to the Southern Belle. We'll knock out her tricks here. And there's not too much else for me to be doing with her at this point, so this shouldn't take too long, provided everything cooperates. And if you're going to guess that things are probably not going to cooperate, well, you've watched me play video games before. Possibly you watched what happened a minute ago where I was glitching into the air there. Alright. Let's turn ourselves around here. Bump into the Robo-Wizard a few times. And the first thing we are going to do is ride the rooftop. We need to do a single combo that touches all these glowing points along the roof. So we need to do a bunch of spine transfers along with some reverts into manuals. And then spine transfer again, and so on and so forth, but it's very, very tight. So I'm going to try my best to do this. I'm using focus mode to just give me a little bit... Nope, didn't work. Take two. Screw focus mode, you've failed me for the last time. Just kidding. Alright, we should hopefully have this now. This last ramp, we don't spine transfer. We just go up it and come down and land it. Yeah. So the problem with this one is just you have such a small area to work with in order to pull off the revert into manual to keep the combo going. So just be aware of that. We're going to head on over here. And we want to spine transfer down to the plaza entrance. And that will give us some nice speed and momentum to launch ourselves over the water features. And then acid drop into the street. Now, since we're over here, we can do the focus time. And what we need to do is the Southern Bell's special trick, the board fan, while doing a 180, while spine transferring into the water area. This is a little bit tricky for me because she's got quite a bulky character model with this big old dress. So I have a hard time keeping myself oriented on, you know, my turns here. But hope for the best. There we go. We got it. And we launched ourselves out of there and did another acid drop into the next water area to get Rock the Underground. So there we are. That's beautiful. We got that done. Now, a couple more gaps and the team challenge. And now along the way, let's read this funny text message from Bam Margera. Yep, making people poop themselves. Yep, that's that. You go, Bam. You're an adult. Speaking of water features and water areas, we have this other little nice section here. And if we just grind this edge, you can see that it kind of notches out up there. And if we just kind of hold down the grind button, provided we have enough speed, which we did not, that's my bad. Take two. There we go. You get Water Hopper for just doing another little shuffle grind. Whew. Now, this one can be a little tricky as well. We're going to grind around this gazebo, and we're going to try and jump and land in a grind on the statue base there. So, slow is good. But timing is better. There we go. Not too bad. Only took 2 tries for that dizzy spell. And since we're over here, time to do the team challenge. And, oh boy. Southern Belle must do 8 gaps in a single combo. Our Robo Wizard has to do 9 gaps in a single combo. And DJ Trayflip has to do 10. And the tip says, gazebos are gappy. Well, we're over here at the gazebo. And what they're suggesting is the nice gap gap, which you do by grinding these ledges that go around the gazebo in a loop. So I'm going to switch to focus mode here. You can see that your speed and momentum can make it a little difficult to stay on the course. And that's why I do the focus mode. And I also get off my board to do a little course correction. When you get off your board, you have more air control with your skater. So if I'm going to overshoot the ledge there, I can get off my board and I can kind of pull myself back and over a little bit and hit that grind to just keep things going real nice. So that takes care of that. We are just going to go ahead, switch back to the Robo Wizard, and do his part of the team challenge. And that will call it as a video. So there we go. And down we go. Go ahead and build that special up because we are going to need that focus meter. Alright. I like to do a few gaps first before I hit focus, just so I know that I have the time to stay in focus mode to finish the goal. And you see I overshot and I'm on the outside, so I do a little course correction there to make sure that I hit that transfer, and then I do some course correction to get back on the inside of the ledges there. So, boom. That's 2 out of 3 team challenges done. So with that, we're going to just head on over to Rodney Mullen. And next time, we will be switching to him and doing his goals. And then switching over to DJ Trayflip and doing his goals. So I will see you guys next time. All right. Love ya. Bye-bye.